let's go to the quarterback position in the 25 class. As you talked about, CJ Carr's in the 24 class, so you look ahead to 25. And the Irish have given an offer to Blake Hebert. Give us some details on this quarterback.
Yeah, so he was on campus over the weekend, and that's when he picked up his offer from Marcus Freeman and that coaching staff. So quarterbacks coach Gino Guidugli went and saw him during the May spring evaluation period, clearly liked what he saw, got Hebert on campus, and then, yeah, here we are talking about him with a scholarship offer. On3 ranks him as the number 65 overall player, number 6 quarterback in the 25 class. And interestingly enough, from the same high school as Notre Dame linebacker commit, or excuse me, Notre Dame linebacker signee, Preston Zinter. So Notre Dame even has that little connection there. And Zinter's, of course, been enrolled since January. I'm sure Hebert got to spend some time with Zinter over the weekend as well. So, you know, as Notre Dame has gone through quarterback recruiting for the 2025 class, they've already offered several guys. Many of them have kind of looked unlikely / committed to other schools. You know, Cutter Boley, KJ Lacey committing to Kentucky and Texas respectively. And, you know, like the McIntyre kid out of Nashville starting to look unlikely for Notre Dame. And even Deuce Knight from the South kind of looking unlikely for Notre Dame, although Notre Dame's still in the mix there. So smart for Guidugli to go ahead and expand the board a little bit. And this kid Hebert looks the part. I mean, Central Catholic, there's thousands of maybe not thousands, a lot of schools called Central Catholic out there in the country, right? That's usually a good school, no matter what state that Central Catholic's in for Notre Dame to recruit. There's just kind of that natural progression from a Catholic high school to a school like Notre Dame. Those kids always tell me when, you know, Catholic school kids will always say, it just feels like my high school. They say it all the time when they go visit Notre Dame. So definitely going to be one to watch out for. You know, talking to Notre Dame sources, they're pretty excited about this young man, but the feeling I'm getting with 2025 quarterback recruiting is it's going to take a little bit longer for Notre Dame to get their guy than like last year, right? They got CJ Carr committed already by this time for the 2024 cycle, right? He committed in June of 2022, and you would like to get your quarterback committed this early for 2025, but just not going to happen yet for Notre Dame. But yeah, I like the offer. Blake Hebert, for folks watching on YouTube, you're watching, you know, his film, big dude already. And this is just sophomore film. Like the arm strength, the poise, he's wearing number 12. Like he kind of plays like an Andrew Luck for just a player comparison. That just kind of came to my mind. I really like him there. I think it would be a good gift for the Irish.
Here's what I like, Mike, when I have these conversations with you in regard to the quarterback position in this cycle. I love the fact that Gino Guidugli is throwing out a wider net, and he is going after players that may not have – the Irish may not have a great shot to get them, but Notre Dame is involved in some of these more elite quarterbacks, and I think that's a major positive going forward. You just said, hey, it may take a little while longer in this class. That doesn't mean every year that's going to be the case. So I just love the way Gino is attacking the quarterback position.
Yeah, he's been doing it early, sending out a lot of offers early. And whereas I think with Reese, you saw Notre Dame offer a player, you're like, why are we just now offering him? And certainly context behind some of those decisions, but sometimes very fair questions. So the work ethic from what you're going to see with Guidugli, you know, he's busting his butt on the recruiting trail. And from everything I've heard about him, he loves recruiting too. A lot of coaches don't love recruiting, and it's a grind, and even more so nowadays with just everything with NIL and recruiting's just kind of crazy nowadays. But Guidugli loves it, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him offer another quarterback or two for 2025 cycle in the near future. It wouldn't surprise me at all.
Let's stick with the quarterback conversation, but move to the 24 commit, CJ Carr. He's going to be participating in the Elite 11 finals. Offer us a preview what this means for Carr and the opportunity for him.
Yeah, just kind of cool to mention. You can, find coverage at blueandgold.com. We personally won't have anyone there, like myself or Kyle Kelly won't get to go out to LA for that. But, On3 director of scouting and rankings, Charles Power will be there. And, and talking to I wrote an article in talk to Power about what he's looking to see from Carr this week at the Elite 11. And he gave a fair point. He's like, look, we've seen Carr at these camps before. We know what he's like in those camps. For us, the bigger valuation is we want to see what he can do on Friday nights. But I was like, look, you still want to see something from him. They said, look, we want to see the arm strength. We want to, just like his physical traits and, the arm strength compared to these other elite quarterbacks. How does he look in this setting? And I think they're going to be pretty impressed. But, I guess we'll see. So I'll talk to Power after each day of the Elite 11. It's the 14th through the 16th. So basically what this is there's 20 quarterbacks, and then the top 11, your Elite 11, if you will, that's who get named to the Elite 11 from this finals. And I believe there's different skill position players who are going as well. So there's like a 7-on-7 portion. So it should be cool. Interested to kind of see how Carr does. But for me, I think he's a top 100 player in the country pretty safely. I think he should be around the top 50. I like him as one of the top 6 or 7 quarterbacks in the country. If On3 currently has him at, I think, 13, 12, I don't really get too up in arms about the rankings. I know everyone loses their mind about rankings, but is what it is. I think we all know what Carr is. He's a darn good passer, someone who could be able to contribute early in his career at Notre Dame. And people I talk to on the Irish side of things, they certainly believe that as well. So impressive player for folks watching on YouTube. These are clips I took at a 7-on-7 in Knoxville, Tennessee. Would this been in April? And thought he looked really good there. And around this time, there were kind of concerns about, wow, is he fully locked in after Reese left? And what's his relationship like with the new Irish staff on offense? And all is certainly solidified there. Not wavering really at all. He visited for the first weekend in June, was back on campus this past weekend, and then this weekend, after being in LA, he takes his official visit. So back weekends at Notre Dame. So Carr's fully bought in, and again, darn good passer for Notre Dame, committed in 2024, regardless of what rankings say.
I know you've got a story up at blueandgold.com in regards to talking to CJ. Without giving a lot of details, a quick thought on time with him. It sounds like he is motivated as ever to bring in as many outstanding players in this class as he can.
Yeah, doing a great job. He's, I asked him, I think when people hear oh, you're going on campus to recruit for Notre Dame, people are you're thinking they're sitting down with the players and grilling them on why they need to. I'm like, you're really just hanging there to hang out with them, right? To build a relationship. Yeah, that's the coach's job to do all that stuff, man. I just want to, make those kids feel comfortable and let them feel at home. And that's what Carr does. So one of my 10 favorite recruits I've ever covered, CJ Carr, just a really good kid, fantastic family. And he's pretty darn good at football too. So yeah, a lot of reason to be excited with CJ Carr.